Well, hello there, and I do hope you're all well. Now, this is a bit of a special one for me because makes me quite proud, does this one. But anyway, we all have been hearing about these new policies that they're coming up with to save the big dog. Yes, Operation Red Meat and whatever. And one of them was this wonderful policy where to use the Royal Navy to push them all out to sea and let them all drowned. Nonsense from our pretty awful Patel. Well, on Monday, James O'Brien, he dedicated an hour to this subject, and basically wanted to know from people who were in the Royal Navy or anybody who's in the service, whether it's in the army or Air Force or whatever. And he asked, did you sign up for this? And, well, anyway, it didn't take long before you got two fantastic callers, and it's very rare you get one following the other, but these two were absolutely fantastic. One was called John. Now, he came on first, but then the call went off, and so I thought, well, I'm going to have to bring him back. So then he went to Loz, and to say that guy made me proud was an understatement. Enjoy.
Loz is in Nottingham. Loz, what would you like to say?
Yeah, good morning, James.
Hello,
Hi,
mate.
it's the first time I've ever phoned your station.
Better late than never, Loz. Better late
Absolutely. I listen all the time. But I felt compelled to ring about this issue. I'm ex-Royal Navy. I was in the Royal Navy for many, many years. And the thought that this government are going to use them to deflect from Partygate, various other scandals that is engulfing Boris Johnson, is making me feel sick.
God.
First and foremost, James, we would not leave migrants to drown in the sea. We would not storm migrant boats. The Royal Navy is a compassionate service.
Yes.
And I've done rescue missions all over the world, rescuing migrants, refugees from conflicts, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the first job of the Navy is to preserve life.
There it is.
And this despicable government are using populist policies, shall we say, to deflect from what they are doing to the country. Is actually made me feel physically sick this morning, because I know sailors now that are... In fact, I've had 2 or 3 messages this morning from colleagues, comrades, who are absolutely disgusted that Boris Johnson and Patel and the rest of them could even consider using the Navy to play to a sick base that perhaps would support this.
Yes. I hadn't thought of it this way round. Obviously, I must have been thinking about it implicitly, to use a popular word at the moment, by asking the question. But the line, and you may or may not disagree with this, but the accusation that he soils everything he touches, and it's usually individuals, and then it becomes an institution, and then perhaps it becomes an entire government. He's in a sense, I think, listening to you, I'm thinking that he's soiling the Royal Navy with this suggestion.
Well, absolutely. And the messages I've had from friends this morning who served with me, they don't want no part of this. I know serving sailors who will want no part of this. It's not the job of the Royal Navy to go kicking migrants and refugees.
Is there any way that it could be... Can you see any way in which it might be feasible and not as unpleasant as you currently...
Well,
operationally, tactically, John was pretty clear.
Yes.
That he couldn't imagine how it would work anyway, operationally.
Well, it can't. It can't work. I mean, I don't know, a frigate going alongside as a small paddling pool with 20 migrants in it and threatening them.
And flimsy enough already
absolutely,
as well, of course, in the first instance.
We'd go alongside a migrant boat, James, and rescue them. And then we may hand them to the RNLI.
Sure. And that somehow makes me proud, as you describe that. That's kind of what I thought being British was about.
I've been in conflicts with the Royal Navy, and yes, we're a military service, and I get that, and we have a job to do in wartime, but we're in peacetime, and I know for a fact that my colleagues will stand up to this government and say, get stuffed.
Well, you heard it here first.
We are here to help people, not to do your bidding because you're unpopular at the moment.
And it is that clear, isn't it? I think the more you talk about it. Loz, I thank you. And your anger actually has moved me I have to be honest with you. You know, this is my job. I do it every day. But I hadn't quite clocked, and I apologise to you and to John, who we'll go back to now, I hadn't quite clocked what this means to your sense of self and your sense of duty. John, we just got to the bit where you were describing what it's like to be actually out on the water and to be confronted with someone in distress or in a dinghy, as opposed to sitting in the comfort of a warm studio or an armchair and speculating about what it might be like.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying that, you know, when you're faced with a situation where you've got somebody in front of you who is struggling to stay above the waves, then every fibre in your body, if you're a decent human being, will say to you, I need to get that person out of the water. Yeah. And this is why I just don't understand how Boris Johnson expects the Royal Navy. When you joined, I mean, I joined the Royal Navy because I wanted to see the world. Because I wanted to protect.
That's a familiar. That was the slogan, wasn't it? Or was that?
I know. They must have got it from me. Actually, I should have copyrighted it. But
it should be on commission.
You join because you want to travel. You don't join because you want to station yourself in the English Channel. You know, so you can put your hand up and say to people on dinghies, turn around, go back.
Yeah,
that's not what you sign up for. I feel sorry for my former colleagues in the Royal Navy who will be put in a situation if it does happen when they have to go out there and try and fend the dinghies off, because it's like I say, I mean, I served on three warships. I've never met anyone that would have signed up to do that kind of task. So I just don't see.
Is it insulting? Because Loz made it feel insulting to me. It's insulting to seamen. It's insulting to sailors.
Yeah, as a professional sailor in the Royal Navy, I can't imagine anybody getting their daily orders coming through and it says, look, we're going to be on task in the English Channel now to try and sort of fend off migrants in dinghies. I can imagine all the lads and lasses in the messes kind of looking at each other saying, "What is this? What we're doing? We got a multi-million-pound warship with anti-submarine and anti-air warfare capability, and what you want us to sit in the English Channel and sort of act as a visual deterrent for people on dinghies? I just can't see how that's going to work."
No, well, I mean, that maybe it's not intended to work. It is just intended to provide a couple. You almost have to hope that it's just a desperate, cynical and profoundly unpleasant distraction tactic rather than a potential policy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Loz. A lot of love coming in for both of you, I should add. 11:30 is the time. Dominic Ellis is here now with your headlines.
They're fantastic. Now, after hearing that, them two made quite an impression on me. I just felt so proud to hear these people, that they showed everything that's what it should be about: compassion, empathy, helping your fellow man, and it was brilliant. And you could hear the anger in his voice, because he knows that his profession is being used by this absolute shyster of a government led by an absolute self-entitled bumbling cockwomble of a Wurzel Churchill, and who isn't fit enough to lace that man's boots. But to hear them people, I'll tell you, it got so much as I was looking on my Twitter. I don't normally do Twitter that much. I try to, but more often than I forget. I noticed somebody had retweeted one of his posts, and I thought, is that the same guy I was listening to who made such a fantastic impression on me? And I thought, yeah, it was. And I decided I'm going to give that guy a follow. And it just made me so proud. Made me proud to be British for once. God knows it's been difficult for the last 5 years. But anyway, I shall leave the video here. Until the next time, I shall bid you farewell and take care.